the inspector's in. What do you see? Well, it's been a while, eh? You gonna check things out? Alright, you check things out. I'll give a little bit of update what's going on here, which really isn't much. So you go have fun. Hey, we're back. Still here. Just a real brief update to let you know, A, we're still around. Layout's still here. I have not been down here in about 6 weeks. Thereabouts. I got on site August 8th, and now it's today, maybe about 4 weeks. I take that back. So I just wanted to say, yep, we're still here. Unfortunately, haven't done a whole lot. We'll show a couple things that are going on and some thoughts and whatnot, and maybe talk a little bit about the project I'm on. But I wanted to come in and check, make sure everything's okay, and so far things look okay. These guys have been waiting for a train for quite a while. This is still okay. He's still waiting. This guy's getting a little bit tired of standing up because he's leaning over pretty good. But other than that, a little bit of dust there, and see this, a little bit of cobweb action going on there. Not too bad though. All right, let's go over to the workbench real quick. All right, like I said, finally back home after just over a month in the field, and really have done absolutely nothing. Although really what I've been doing is, if you're interested, I have been trying to get out and get some video of the NS Conemaugh Line and the Keystone Branch, which is the coal line that runs up to the Keystone Power Plant in Shalakta. Hop over to the Rob Bennett page, the extra section, and some of the videos are posted there if you're interested. What I've been doing is, most of the folks in the hobby, at least here in the States, are probably aware of Caboose Hobbies. It's now closing. In fact, tomorrow, September 11th, I think is the last day the store's going to be open. They've stopped taking web orders. Now they're having a bunch of sales, so I tried to pick up some stuff. This is just some of the stuff I got. It was interesting. This order here came actually just before I left, right like the day I was leaving it came in. And you can see I've always wanted, that's a transfer caboose. I got some more NEM couplers for some of the European stuff, another EOT, ring engineering, some Plano detail parts for various things, pipe stuff windows and other details. Some of these Athearn air conditioners, RV style. That's going to be for this. I had this before, but this is an SD60. I've seen the CSX SD60s with these, so I bought those to detail that up, and that needs a decoder and all that kind of fun stuff. And that's it. So this, I got all this stuff at 25% off, and I ordered about 3 times that, and this is all that came in. And then they had 35% off, and I ordered about $200 worth of stuff, and all that came was this. That's it. One pack. I bought some more of these because I had a whole bunch of stuff on the order. So, but all of it out of a $200 order, this is the only thing that came. And then recently I bought. I tried again when it went to 50% off. And again, that I had about $250 worth of stuff. All I got was one Atlas Red Enum Blue Mountain covered hopper. Hasn't come in yet, but that's all I got. So, if you haven't heard, Caboose Hobbies is, by the time this is probably done and posted, pretty much gone. So, that's unfortunate. Alright, let's talk about some other stuff. Alright, just some new stuff that came in. This is while I was gone. These are the Scale Trains Operator Series. They're CIMC 53-foot refrigerated containers. Pretty nice. I got one that is sound. I guess you got to put a 9-volt battery in that bad boy. But I've seen several of these going by our area, so I got one with sound, and then I got a 3-pack of the CR England. Looks pretty nice. I haven't opened them. I'm not going to do a review. Just kind of showing you. Really, all I've been doing is just doing a little bit of shopping online. Although these were on pre-order for a long time, and then finally it came in. So. That's pretty much all the new stuff that I've gotten recently. Alright, also while I was gone, the latest issue of the Weathering magazine from Mig Jimenez came in. This is a pretty interesting one. I didn't think I'd have a lot of interest in this one, but if you look at it, actually it does have some interesting techniques. And I haven't read through the whole thing yet. It's all about how they model interiors. And this is one here, it's the interior of some type of armored vehicle. They talk about how he weathers up the transmission. And then the interior, really nice work. I mean, if you're not aware, this is a beautiful magazine. A lot of great tips. Engine. Something. Well, wait a minute. Let me see. I like to read this kind of stuff for the techniques. Thinking that if I ever wanted to model a diesel locomotive with like all the doors open in the shop area, or even an old, I don't know, an old EMD 645, around the engine area, something like that. This is going to have some really good techniques on how to weather those up. I think it'd be kind of cool to have a locomotive, all the doors on the side open, being able to look in and see the the alternator and the generator and the diesel engine itself and all this stuff. That'd be kind of cool. So this came in. Again, if you're not aware of this, I recommend you check it out. It's the Weathering Magazine by Mig Jimenez. It's definitely geared more toward armor vehicle modelers, but a lot of really, really good techniques are available. You might want to go to the website and check it out. Really, really good reference material. And I'm still deciding. I haven't taken anything with me to the hotel down in Blairsville, PA, where I am, but might want to take some of the tree stuff, like I said, to work on trees. I did actually, through Amazon, just recently bought some of the florist wire and some of the aluminum wire for jewelry. That's used in one of the books I'm using as reference, so that should come in, and I might start trying to work on trees, but then to lug all this stuff down there and work on it and have to worry about getting all the foliage on it and then bring it all back home again. I don't know, it might just be more of a pain than it's worth. But what I might do is take a kit down, or kit or two down, to work on. Still got to worry a little bit about, alright, what in the world do you take down with you in terms of tools? I got some stuff started here. I need these darn magnifiers, being the age I am. Let me pop the light on. So do I want to lug all this stuff down with me? Because it's so nice, just, obviously when you're at home, if you need something, you just reach for it. Well, if you're in a hotel and all you bring with you is in a shoebox, that's all you got. So I don't know, we'll see. There's some scratch building supplies, like for working on the station over in Lake City, and the other and the feed mill that's over there. Glues, paintbrushes, evergreen styrene and whatnot. But then how much of the paint do I take? It's one thing when it's all sitting right here and I just grab something, but if you take it with you, you got to make sure you have the right colors. Or you go to Walmart and just use craft paint or something like that. So we'll see. Don't know yet, but like I said, I do want to start working on some stuff in the evenings, because now that it's going to be starting to get dark earlier, like I said recently, I have been more going out and trying to catch some rail fanning action as opposed to sitting in the hotel. But when it's dark, when you get back from the plant, there's not a whole lot of rail fanning you can do, so I might need to consider packing up a little portable toolkit and taking it out with me and working on some of these structure kits. And I got plenty to work on. I like to start on these houses. Got some industries, grain bins. This is the little engine for in Pittsfield for the little plant switcher. Grain elevators for the stuff there in Lake City. So I don't know. Take some of this down and work on it. Take some of this down and work on it. I don't know yet. We'll see. I'm not going to get a whole lot done this weekend. Got my son's football game to go to today, and then I got some stuff around the house. I got to close the pool, get some yard work cleaned up, pull a bunch of weeds that no one seems to care about, so now I got a freaking jungle to work on. But anyway, alright, that's probably going to be it. Maybe I'll just show a little bit about the job I'm doing for those that may be curious. Alright, what I'm doing this long length of time away from home, I said we're on site in Homer City, Pennsylvania, and we're working. GE got the job to do an on-site rewind of a 765 MVA 345 kV generator step-up transformer. This is a Westinghouse shell-type transformer. So we started with the unit assembled on the spare pad. We then loaded it onto a multi-wheeled vehicle called a Goldhofer, which is the actual trade name, the manufacturer of the vehicle. We then moved it up to a building, basically a large tent, to be honest, that we assembled in an area of the plant. We then, once the building was up, outside we removed the top cover of the transformer, and which then exposed the main core and coil. That was then slid inside the building. Once inside the building, we then set up, tore down, removed all the core steel, took out the core and coils, which are the phase packs, as they're called for a shell design, Basically tore it down till just the bottom tank section was left. And then, and I was off site for a little while the brand new face pack assemblies were being manufactured in our Stony Creek, Ontario, Canada facility. They were shipped to site. We installed them, and right now we're set up here as kind of it shows it here, and we are installing the core steel back into the unit. We're about halfway through, just about halfway up the core steel. And then it's going to be, finished up, reassembled, the top put back on, taken back to a spare pad location at the customer plant, and then we will do complete IEEE transformer testing in the field, and then turn the unit back over to the customer. So this is going to take, looks like probably into November sometime. So that's where I am when I'm away from home and not working on the layout, just in case anyone might be curious what's keeping me away from home for so darn long. It's a very interesting project. But I am looking forward to it being done so I can really get back and start working on the layout. So that is it.
Track 30 when you're ready. Track 30 number 7202, 7202 to RWN, one at South. Check box 3 works between South and Lafta on main track. Check box 5 effective until 8 o'clock, 8:00 p.m. And check box 8, do not follow limits ahead of the NS 8077 North NORT. 7202 has 3 drops in check, 3, 5, and 8.